What's up, guys? Remington Keyes here. Bam! And happy May the 4th to you, to everybody who's watching. May the 4th be with you. It's National Star Wars Day, if you didn't know before watching this video. It's National Star Wars Day. So for you guys, for my fans, and the Reviewer Kingdoms fans, I'm going to give you guys a little story about my experience with Star Wars growing up. So, I'm still in that middle range between young and old. So I was in between before the prequels. I was my generation Star Wars with the special editions. So as a young kid, my dad was a huge Star Wars fan, even being this older person he is. He was a great big Star Wars fan, but preferred Star Trek over Star Wars. So there was always that little debate in our house, Star Trek or Star Wars. My uncle liked Star Wars, my dad liked Star Trek, but he also appreciated Star Wars. And so, my first experience with them was young. Before the prequels came out, I used to watch the special editions of the Star Wars. I've never really had a good taste of the original Star Wars. Everyone says go watch it, check it out. I'd love to. I grew up with the special editions. That's my generation Star Wars. And then I watched those first, and then I got into the prequels. And I still appreciate the prequels for what they are as a prequel to the original Star Wars. Some people don't like it. I like them. That's me. That's my opinion. It's fine. It's all subjective, which means everyone's going to have a different opinion, and no one's right here. I like the prequels. And I like Jar Jar Binks, too. So when I was younger, my dad took me to go see all three of the prequels in theaters. And as a kid, that blows your mind to go see these Star Wars movies in theaters. No matter what you say about the prequels, it's a big spectacle to go see these things in theaters. And I remember watching Phantom Menace, coming back, I had a Jar Jar Binks costume, and I loved him. He was my favorite part of that, and the pod races. Great effects for the time it was. It was great. It's just, I love that, and I like the guy who looks like one of the Muppets. I used to think he was one of the Muppets guys. The guy with the droopy nose and the wings. Comment below if you know who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name. Comment his name and tell me. He was cool. Jar Jar Binks and him were the coolest things as a kid, And then the fight scene between Darth Maul and old Jedi, that was just blew my mind. That was great. My dad loves that. Although he also likes the original trilogy better. He'll tell you all about that, but I like them all. I appreciate them all. And episode 3 I saw in theaters, and my dad predicted, even before the prequels came out, he's like, there's going to be the prequel trilogy, we got my trilogy, and then you're going to have an after trilogy. He predicted this years ago, and everyone's like, George Lucas kept denying it and all that, and now I'm glad Disney's making these movies. He predicted it a long time ago that they were going to do it. I didn't believe him, but now we're getting it. We're getting episode 7, 8, and 9 now. But that's my experience with Star Wars. Another thing I'll add, I didn't like the Clone Wars CGI series. I liked the 2D animated series, which isn't canon anymore, but I do not like the CGI series at all. It's fine if you do, I just don't like it at all. I can't get into it. But that's my experience with Star Wars, guys. What is your experience? I want to hear from you what your experience with Star Wars is as a kid. Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and want to see more, press the subscribe button to see more. I'll catch you later. Bye. Peace.